So the day
Story
I got
time.
fired, right?
The
They
day
were
I
supposed to
got
like open
fired.
security. I was supposed to open security. So I remember I walk in, right? I walk in. One of the guys that's like one of the top dogs in like the warehouse, right? He lets me in and shit. He was like, yo, bro, the GM want to talk to you, man. Yeah, I made a joke with him. I was like, guess today's my last day, man. I guess it is. So I go to the manager's office, whatever you want to call it. But he pretty much says, yo, DJ, sit down, bro. Before he even says a word after that, right? I was like, I'm getting fired, ain't I, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, I was about to walk right back out. I was like, what we gotta talk about now? He was like, hold on, I gotta read this to you first. So he read out like some official like paper about like that they have to read to us when we get fired and shit. He was like, we're sorry to inform you, but we're gonna have to let you go. This is due. Okay, before I got fired, I was already on like a final notice about my latenesses and my attendance. Cause I mean, I've spoken to it before. I be late. I don't give a fuck. I be late. But like after they told me I was on timing, right? I was actually on time for like a whole month straight. Then there was one day where the traffic at NYC was insane. I think I was like 30. I was like literally my normal 30 to 40 minutes late before I started coming on time. And I remember that day I text my manager. I text number 2, number 3 in charge in the warehouse. The traffic is crazy. I can't I'm gonna be a little bit late. My manager texted me back, all good, all G. He says, yeah, due to your lateness on this day, we have to let you go. And I was like, I had to think back for a second, right? I was like, my lateness on this day. And I was like, wait, I remember vividly texting my manager saying I was gonna be late because of traffic. He was like, that doesn't count as an excuse lateness. So like, how does traffic not count as an excuse lateness? He was like, you gotta bring it up to HR. So if I said to him, so if I got any questions about this, I ask you or I ask HR. He was like, when he finishes like reading off what you gotta read off for me to ask any questions I got, right? So he says,
you been fired because you're latest on this day. Today is your last day. Any money that we still owe you from the check coming up will see in this check coming up.
Any issues you have with this firing, you just talk to HR and you and HR will have to figure it out. So then he finished, and then that's when I asked. I was like, so traffic doesn't count as an excuse lateness? He said, you gotta bring it up to HR. So like, but you just told me to ask you if I got any questions. He was like, I'm sorry, but you gotta bring it up to HR. I was like, I started getting tight. At that point, I feel like he was trying to play with me in my face. He was trying to play with me. I was like, alright, bro. So then I grabbed my bag. He looks at me and says, am I gonna have to have somebody walk you out? Like, are you gonna break things? Like, are you gonna start trying to throw product and stuff? Bro, if you think I care about this job and you firing me enough to start terrorizing the store, you got me messed up. You got me mixed up, bro. So now I just walk out. Instead of walking out the store, I walk to the warehouse. I say bye to my people. They didn't know. Like the thing about the managers at Best Buy, bro, they fire you. The GM didn't tell my warehouse manager, anybody else a part of the warehouse team that I was getting fired. I'm gonna point out to you, I wasn't just a nobody in that warehouse, bro. It was me and another guy as like the third in charge, right? So I let them know, like, yeah, I just got clipped. I'm about to be up out of here. And they're all surprised. So then I'm talking to them. I'm like, yeah, I got clipped. Y'all on your own now. I started joking around with them. I was like, yeah, y'all on your own now and shit. So then I asked them, say, yo, have y'all seen the warehouse manager? I texted him the day I was late. That I'm being fired for. I texted him that day. I know for a fact I did. They said they saw him walk upstairs. I was like, perfect. I'm gonna talk to him on my way out then. I go upstairs, right? The GM is on the bottom of the stairs as I walk past him because like I don't want to talk to that nigga. Fuck that nigga. It's still fuck that nigga to this day. He says to me, yo, you shouldn't have went inside the warehouse. I said, yo, bro, I was saying bye to my guys, bro. It's whatever, bro. So now I see the warehouse manager upstairs by the door. I was like, yo, bro, what's up? He's like, I knew nothing about it, bro. I was like, but I literally text you saying I was gonna be late because of traffic. How does traffic not count as an excuse lateness? And he says, bro, trust me, I knew nothing about this. So at that point, he got me even more tight by saying that shit. The GM gonna be at the door waiting for me saying, yo, you're supposed to have to just walk straight out. I said, yo, bro, stop talking to me, bro. I was saying bye to my people and I was talking to the manager, bro. Stop talking to me, bro. Stop acting like I'm doing some crazy shit in your store right now, bro. I'm just trying to figure out answers. I'm saying bye to my peoples, bro. Stop talking to me, bro. I walked out, right? The guys that worked like in the afternoon still didn't know I was fired, right? So I started texting all the guys. I text all of them. They was like, damn, we lost a good one. But they was like, damn, what we gonna do without you? Ain't gonna lie, some of them was dragging it, some of them wasn't. Ain't gonna hold you. Like I said, I was a big stepper in that warehouse. Word too, I was a big stepper in that warehouse.